Hello everybody, this is Jake here. I'm here in my office, and this is basically my collection of art books and manga and how to draw books. The other day I mentioned about how a lot of my early education in art animation was from manga and anime. And so I have this collection of how to draw manga books back here. I have quite a lot of the whole series. This is one of my favorite ones in the series, illustrating battles, and it's pretty cool. They have a lot of, cool techniques for showing action scenes and stuff. And pretty much what started off my interest in manga is this book right here, Shonen Jump. So I got this in 2003 when I was 13 at 7-Eleven, I believe, and near my house. And you read it backwards. and this is what really got me into manga and stuff. There's One Piece. So yeah, this is something special to me. And something that I realized, I could show you up here too. Recently, I've been collecting more figures for reference, and also it's just nice to have around. I've been watching the Gundam series, and I have a few figures here from One Piece. I have Luffy. And yeah, so sometimes these were things that I felt maybe a little embarrassed by, showing how geeky I am, but now I accept it. I can tell anybody that I'm into it, and that's nice that I feel that way. But something that I wanted to share real quick is I realized something, that as I was sharing my experience with masking and stuff like that, and kind of explaining about, like, when people say, oh, you don't seem, sorry, I'm burping and stuff, but I just had coffee, that when I expressed or retold my story about me masking, and how when people ask me or say to me that I never knew you're autistic, or you don't seem autistic to me, that I would say that I've been masking for all these years, and my true self is somehow I've been hiding it because I've been trying to fit in or something. And while part of that is true, I also realize that there's another side to it. There's kind of like, let's say a negative or positive outlook, So part of that is true, and that leads me to want to, I guess, accept myself and not care as much, don't be as insecure about, being accepted and stuff. But I also realize that another big reason that I have grown emotionally is because of some resources, like kind of self-improvement things that have helped me relax and, I guess, be more confident. And because a lot of, let's say, the negative challenges about autism, I personally believe are affected by stress, right? Like, if you're in a stressed state, then what else can you feel? Like, if you're sad, you're often going to maybe be attracted to things that are in that same area. If you're really sad, maybe seeing something happy would actually repel you a little bit. And so it's important to, at times, I guess, kind of tune your emotion or vibration. And I know sometimes people will respond about like, oh, well, you're not being authentic, or gaslighting, or some of these different terms. But the way that I see it is that I think we can all agree that if you feel at peace and you feel relaxed and you feel energized and you feel happy and inspired, that would be good for your health, your physical and your mental health. And when you are in constant stress and confusion, that is not really good for, it isn't good for your health or your mental state. And so if you are feeling sad and you're judging yourself and beating yourself up for not being happy, that's obviously, it's almost like an endless loop, you know? Obviously, you beating yourself up over not being happy is not the right way to go about it. You know, I think if you're not feeling good, maybe finding a way to relax a little bit, to, if you're in constant pain, for example, you know, maybe being grateful for like, oh, at least I have moments of less pain during the day, or I have some days that I feel good, you know, just being general and kind of acknowledging that and kind of milking that feeling. So yeah, some of the resources that I followed that I personally have grown a lot from over 12 years of practicing is like the law of attraction, you know, Abraham Hicks and stuff. And I also like some of the Dr. Joe Dispenza books, You Are the Placebo and Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And also Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, and things like that. I'm kind of picky about, you know, though, what different people I follow. And even sometimes acknowledging that, I guess, you know, people could have good information, right? But it doesn't mean that everything they say, everything, every single word that comes out of their mouth, you have to blindly follow. You know, I still kind of listen to my inner guidance and say, oh yeah, that resonates with me, or if it doesn't. And if there's some things that doesn't resonate with me, I don't have to completely write off everything they've said. There can be good or bad. Let's say that, you know, some of these different teachers are like connected to a higher wisdom in some way, and they're expressing some of that, you know, wisdom, and they're not always in sync with it. You know, it's not like they invented, you know, that. It's they discovered it. So anyways, you know, basically, as I was saying earlier, that when I discovered this whole thing of kind of law of attraction and deliberately tuning your thoughts and emotions, and what was the other one? Kind of like the epigenetic thing Joe Dispenza and some other guys talk about, have been really helpful to me. I had OCD when I was, you know, like a teenager and probably somewhere around 20. And when I started discovering the law of attraction, I was able to let go of it. I had the habit of, like, before bed or in certain situations of having to look at something multiple times to kind of be really sure that it was locked. Or, well, there's two situations. Maybe like if the door, before going to bed, and I was concerned about leaving a door unlocked, I would look at it, one, two, like look at it multiple times, to really make sure that it's locked, right? Or in some cases, I remember too, that could be annoying for like my family, like my brother. I like to look at people's facial expressions when we're watching movies. We go to the movie theater or something, and it's a comedy or whatever, and I'll like turn and look, and I want to see, their expression. And there'd be times where almost like a bit of a, well, yeah, obsessive kind of thing where, I would look over and kind of be compelled to look over multiple times. And this thought of the law of attraction, basically, being able to kind of tune yourself to a higher vibration, one that's inspired, kind of just makes you less obsessive and that need to fill. It's like when you are in that good state, you're like satisfied and you're kind of energetic, or you're at peace. You don't have to be off the walls, sunshine, rainbows, whatever, but just kind of in a state of peace. So that has been really helpful to me. So I wanted to share that because I didn't want to make it seem like, I was bringing up stuff from my past about not fitting in and being stressed out about things. And basically I've been hiding myself all this time. And that's, now that I've come to the place of realizing that I'm autistic, that I've been able to let go of that, which is good. There's that part of it, but also realizing that part of the reason that I have grown so much too is because I learned about this, I guess, kind of deliberate focus and tuning yourself to kind of a state of peace. So, if I were stressed out, or I had, I just feel like some of the things that are associated with negative aspects of autism, let's say an outburst or confusion or depression, awkward interactions, I think it's somewhat connected a bit to maybe being very sensitive, and it's hard for you to hide that. And so being able to get into a state where you're feeling pretty good and relaxed, you can just be yourself and not be, if you stumble on a word, you're not going to freak out about it or shut down. So that's another reason why I've grown so much, and I wanted to share that, and hopefully there's other people out there that resonate with it, whether you have autism or not. I think it's good to be intentional with what you think. Your mind is very, you consume junk food, you get sick, right? I think it's important to know that when you consume anything mentally, that it also has an effect. So starting off your day right, looking into stressful things, like feed your mind in a good way. So that's all I have to share. Thank you for listening. I'm going to make more videos.